Hey cat lovers, and welcome back to another video. Similar to humans, sometimes it can be difficult to interpret a cat's behavior to determine how they are feeling, especially when it comes to stress or anxiety. However, once you know what to look for, it becomes significantly easier. It is incredibly important to be able to understand your cat's body language and make an assumption about their mood for both their well-being and your own. If you can predict a cat's mood, you could be more likely to predict their next behaviors and curb any negative reactions they may have. In this video, you will learn the signs of cat anxiety and stress broken down into several different categories. This guide will also provide some helpful information on how to resolve your cat's anxiety and when it is time to get the vet involved. If you find this kind of content helpful, consider subscribing to the channel and clicking the notification bell, that way you never miss an upload. Now on to the video. So what are the indicators of cat anxiety? Well, first thing is physical behaviors. Most cats will express anxiety or stress through physical behaviors and actions. Like humans, cats may react to frightening or stressful situations by trembling or behaving hesitantly. Cats often tend to avoid direct eye contact and put distance between themselves and the stressor. However, they may react oppositely and stare, not breaking eye contact. Cats additionally share our tendency to react to stressful situations through fight or flight. Another indicator you might see is their hair standing straight up. Some cats may become shy or unresponsive, while others may become aggressive. In extreme cases, cats may freeze up altogether and refuse to move. A tense cat is likely a stressed out cat. So if your cat is hunched over and rigid, they're likely undergoing some anxiety. Their fur, especially on their backs, may stand straight up as a response to a stressful situation. Next is a wagging tail. A symptom of a stressed out cat that often goes overlooked is commonly associated with playfulness and happiness, a wagging tail. Most people are familiar with dogs wagging their tails as a reaction to joy and excitement, but it can mean the opposite in cats. While a cat waving their tail around can indicate relaxation, if they are repeatedly and intensely flicking its tail around, then it is most likely stressed out. You may also notice dilated pupils. A cat's eyes are also an excellent way to tell how they are feeling. The shape of their pupils can clearly depict not only their emotional state, but also the intensity of their emotions. When neutral or happy, a cat will have pupils that are thin and slit-like. However, their eyes can dilate and become large and circular if they are anxious or angry. The level of dilation represents an extremity or intensity of how they're feeling. Lastly, there is over-grooming. One of the most extreme physical reactions that cats may exhibit when they are stressed is over-grooming. Cats often groom themselves to relax or self-soothe. In a stressful situation, a cat may begin to repeatedly or obsessively groom themselves in an attempt to calm down. Over-grooming or repetitive licking may result in sores and lesions on your cat's skin. If your cat is exhibiting this behavior and injuring itself as a result, it is incredibly important to visit your local veterinarian. This behavior can result in significant bodily harm to your cat after enough time and should be addressed by a professional to curb the damage. So as a quick review, the behaviors that you should be mindful of when looking for stress in your cat are trembling, avoiding eye contact, tense or hunched body, flicking tail, hair standing straight up, dilated pupils, and over-grooming to the point of harm. Now let's talk about some of the destructive behaviors your cat may exhibit. Some of these behaviors may be loud hissing, unsheathed claws, or bared teeth. Some cats may react to stress in aggressive or destructive ways. This can be dangerous to you and your cat, so these behaviors are incredibly important to identify. If your cat is exhibiting any of the following behaviors, it is important to identify the stressors and quickly de-escalate the situation. Cats may begin to hiss aggressively and unsheath their claws when stressed. When they hiss, they may bare their teeth as well. Some cats may additionally tear up and inflict damage upon their surroundings, like furniture and flooring. Next is attempting to bite or scratch. In extreme cases, a cat may attempt to bite or scratch at you or whatever the stressor is. Most destructive behaviors that are the result of anxiety can be very intrusive and damaging. Unsurprisingly, these are often the symptoms that lead people to seek out professional help. An aggressive cat is likely scared and stressed out, so it is definitely a good idea to seek help if your cat is posing a threat to you or others. It can be disheartening as a pet owner when your cat reacts negatively to you, but it may not be personal. Many cats will lash out and act out of character after they have dealt with a stressful situation or experienced anxiety. This may result in them behaving towards you in different ways or even potentially aggressively. Don't fret, this does not reflect how they feel about you if it is different from how they usually act. Many cats need space after going through a stressful situation and may lash out at too much personal attention. So, as a quick review, some of the more aggressive behaviors you should be mindful of with your cat are loud and repetitive hissing, unsheathed claws, bared teeth, tearing up surroundings, attempting to scratch or bite you, and acting standoffish and angry. So what are the next steps in helping your anxious cat? Having an anxious or stressed out cat can not only be harmful to them, but also to you. No pet owner wants to see their beloved animal in an unpleasant state of mind. However, there are lots of resources to identify the sources of cat anxiety and treat it. Keep in mind that anxiety is a perfectly natural response to changes in a cat's environment. Most of the time you won't need to do anything at all. However, a cat may be experiencing unhealthy and unnatural levels of anxiety. This may indicate a medical issue or something that needs to be addressed by a professional. Next, we'll talk about the differences between normal anxiety and unhealthy anxiety, how to treat a stressed out cat, and when to get a vet involved. What to do if your cat is stressed. The most important thing to do when handling a stressed out cat is to not get angry or react negatively. Though some anxious behaviors may be frustrating and obtrusive, it is incredibly important to never punish your cat, neither verbally or physically. In fact, reacting negatively and punishing your cat will result in more anxiety and the worsening of its symptoms. Instead, slowly leave the room and wait for your cat to completely cool down. It can be difficult, but try your best to remain calm and supportive when dealing with your anxious cat. As mentioned earlier, sometimes a cat will become very distant and even aggressive with its owners after they have experienced something stressful. They may act very out of character and not show much affection. It is important to remember that they are just trying to calm down and probably need lots of personal space. Many cats do not want affection or love through touch after they've been stressed. They just need some alone time to calm down. Providing your cat with enough space to calm down after they've been feeling anxious is one of the best ways to show them lots of love. It is not a good idea to try to pick up your cat or pet your cat if they are exhibiting anxious behaviors. Just give them space and attempt to remove the stressor from the environment. However, if you notice your cat is not recovering or that their symptoms are only worsening, it may be time to look into contacting a professional. When to contact your veterinarian. Though anxiety is a normal experience that many cats will encounter, it can be extremely detrimental in more severe cases. Some cats are not able to regulate their anxiety and assess the potential danger of situations, which may lead to unchecked and extreme stress. This is very damaging to your cat's mental and emotional well-being and may severely impact their quality of life. Many of the behaviors mentioned earlier that may indicate anxiety could also indicate pain. Cats are notorious for hiding pain, so even if you think your cat is healthy, there could very well be something wrong. Since your cat cannot verbally communicate how they are feeling, it is incredibly important to pay close attention to their behaviors to see if they are acting unusual. If you are not sure if your cat is stressed or in pain, it is always best to take a trip to your veterinarian. Just as we frequently preach on this channel, when in doubt, ask your vet. You should also continue to keep a close eye on the duration of your cat's anxious behaviors. Normally, cats may exhibit these behaviors for a few minutes at a time or only in direct response to a stressor. If your cat is exhibiting the behaviors in this video continuously, for hours or days, there is likely something more severe going on. In such cases, it is incredibly important to take a trip to the vet for expert guidance. Overall, it is important to remember that every cat is different. Though the behaviors mentioned in this video are the most common representations of anxiety in cats, not every cat will exhibit some or any of them. The best way to identify stress in your cat is by paying close attention to their body language and behaviors. Anything that varies from the norm may indicate that something is wrong. Understanding how your cat expresses themselves and being able to identify a change in their behaviors is the best way to quickly recognize stress. Though your stressed out cat may stress you out, it is important to respond to their needs and make them as comfortable as possible. Whether that means giving them space, removing a stressor, or visiting your local veterinarian will depend on your situation. Sadly, many owners are tempted to give up their cats if they experience behavioral problems such as severe stress or anxiety. But here at the Purring Journal, we firmly believe that adoption is for life. That's why we want to say a final time how important it is to speak to your veterinarian if your cat is regularly suffering from stress. With time and patience, you and your vet can come up with a plan to solve